that ear hole. Take my breath away. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Mostly Wrong Opinions. I am Tyrone. That is Devin. Wait! Before you get into your cockpit and fly off, hit that subscribe button right there to the left, okay? And hit that like button. It helps out the channel. Now, speaking of cockpits, 1986 Top Gun. Let's get into it.
Take my breath away.
Tom Cruise plays Pete Maverick Mitchell in this film, and he flies jets for the Navy, you know, and he is the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? He's just so freaking.
He's like second. He's like second best.
You were number 2. Cougar was number 1. Cougar lost it, turned in his wings.
He's second best, but this
He's
is
very
also
he's very consistently second best too. Like
he's very
the movie starts and he's like number 2, and then he ends up dealing with Iceman and he's still number 2. Like he is like second best.
Yeah, he's number 2, and that's kind of the whole thing of this film. He thinks he's number 1. He's so conceited and very arrogant.
You were in a 4G inverted dive with a MiG-28?
Yes, ma'am.
At what range?
No, about 2 meters. Well, it's actually about 1.5, I think. It was 1.5. I've got a great Polaroid of it, and he's right there. Must be 1.5. It was a nice picture. It wasn't half. Thanks.
Lieutenant.
Him and his buddy Goose get a chance to go to a school by the name of Top Gun, where they train the best of the best to be a part of a group of the best of the best, and they get to come back to the school and be instructors later on in their life if they choose to. Hence, Top Gun Maverick. I like this movie.
I never saw this film. It's my first time ever seeing it.
Whoa.
I know this is always super popular, and it's like one of those movies that was just always on TBS, and you turn it on and it's all you hear is and I'm like, all right, this looks boring. And so I just click away, you know? And so I'd never finished it. So this was a wholly unique new movie for me.
Wow.
So, and I was surprised, having had heard so much about this film, that the whole movie takes place in like class. And I was like, oh, I thought this was gonna be like some crazy dogfights, but mostly it's about training to become the guy who does the crazy dogfights. Yeah. So that was a kind of a surprise for me.
By the way, I'm gonna say about this film, it's the most sweatiest film I've ever seen in my life.
Yes,
okay.
This movie is very gay. It's the gayest film. It's the gayest unintentionally gay film I've seen since 300.
I decked my ass. We nailed that son of a bitch. You guys really are cowboys.
Damn it! Heck, twice! I want some butts!
Nice, man. I am dangerous. This gives me a hard on.
I'm like, whoa, this movie has got like extreme homoerotic tendencies going on here. Like you can feel like a lot of romantic chemistry in this film between Iceman, or between Maverick and Goose, but then between Iceman and Maverick, it's like the tension, the sexual tension is high. But that's not really the point of the film. Tom Cruise expects to be the best of the best. He even says it. He even looks around the room and he's like, I wonder who the best is.
I'm best.
And he's like, I think it's me. Ha ha. And the teacher's like, you think you're the best? Well, I like that, son. And I'm like, oh, okay. Dang, okay with that. All right.
You think your name's gonna be on that plaque? Yes, sir. That's pretty arrogant, considering the company you're in. Yes, sir. I like that in the pilot.
And so,
you would think he would say like your hot-headedness.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was saying. you're a loose cannon. No, he's like, I don't like that. And the fighter pilot. And like, oh, all right, well, hey, winning points here, brownie points. The movie ultimately is about Maverick's ego. And Maverick's ego is what keeps him from being the best of the best. He's completely unhumble, and he is reckless and wild. And these things cause him to make dangerous mistakes that put the people around him in a lot of danger.
And Iceman points that out in the beginning. He sees it from afar, and that's why I really like Val Kilmer's character.
It's not your flying. It's your attitude. The enemy's dangerous. But right now, you're worse than the enemy.
He calls out the flaw that was in the character flaw that's in Maverick before even the rest of the movie goes on. And he was like, it's one of his first dialogue lines, not outside of the classroom, where he's like, I don't like you because you're dangerous and you're reckless. You're going super fast. You have to be responsible for everything, yourself, your wingman, the people that's outside of your craft at all times. Forget how I remember the teacher, which we'll talk about her in a minute. She said, that's a crazy trick to try in a $30 million plane. I care about my life and the life of other people. And Maverick did not care about that. He cared about winning. And
in that same scene, she goes, they're trying to evaluate this crazy maneuver that Maverick did. And the teacher asks Maverick, he's like, what were you thinking? Why'd you do this? And he was like, you can't think when you're up there. You gotta react. It's life or death. And you can see Val Kilmer in the background, like stupid. Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Val in this one.
The movie plays up Tom Cruise's character Maverick's arrogance as charming, but until a point, until he gets Goose killed.
Yeah,
and then now it's not cute anymore. You know what I mean?
He didn't technically get Goose killed. He feels like he got Goose
right.
killed.
He feels it. Yeah. This is the movie sidesteps all kind of responsibility from Maverick, which is just like, what the fuck? Why do this? I feel like they really just dump water all over their story. But anyway, after Goose dies, and the movie goes through all kind of stretches to make sure you know it's not his fault.
The biggest thing that happens is like.
It's like, it was an accident. Fault. It's nobody's fault. Like, what? It should be his fault, right? That would be, to me, make it stronger. Anyway, it doesn't matter because he thinks it's his fault. And so after that, he realizes that his reckless behavior is not helpful. It helps literally no one. And so now he doesn't have a partner anymore. He's kind of, alone. He's also insinuated that Goose is kind of his, like, not literally adopted, but they feel like brothers. So he feels like he killed a family member, and now he's wondering if he can even fly again. Like, can I even get back into the cockpit and do what I had to do?
Viper said, "Get him up there now." Right after the funeral, he said, "Get him up there."
Right, so he can regain his confidence. Yeah. Because he knew that if he doesn't go back up there, he'll never do it. But so anyway, the story's cool. But I want to talk about like how the film is made. It's got a lot. I've heard people describe this as like dad core. Like this is everyone's dad's favorite movie. You know, I
guess I'm a dad's in it because I love this movie, man.
And you can see I can see why a lot of dads like it. It's very macho, very guy. It's so macho, it's kind of gay. And the movie is like drenched. Every scene is like sun up or sundown. So you kind of this golden hour haze in every shot. Yeah. And there's always like American flags somewhere in the background waving. So you get a lot of like strong like Americana going on here, and you can feel Reagan's America right? in this bad boy.
1986.
Yeah, and so which to me gives it kind of at least from a modern eyes, it gives it kind of a unique look. Although I would say the look has the movie has kind of like a plasticky feel, and we talked about this briefly, how it feels like this isn't like one guy's vision. You can feel like a lot of producers put their 2 cents in this and like kind of smoothed out any rough edges, like I said earlier, where they excused away all of Maverick's messed up behavior that got Goose killed. The movie just went through all kinds of twists and turns and pretzels to make sure you knew it wasn't actually Maverick's fault. So you could feel a lot of producers like smoothing out the hard edges. And that feels, it's interesting to see that in a movie from 1986, because that feels very modern to me. It feels very like almost Marvel-y, that it's got this like super like produced gloss going on.
Yeah. You said in the previous film that we reviewed, Long Kiss Goodnight, that these type of older films have a grain to it when it comes to the actual film quality and image of what's on the screen. And you can definitely see it. There's a scene where they're doing the volleyball stuff, you know, the gayest stuff in there.
Is that the gayest, or is like the locker room scene the gayest?
Probably the locker room is the gayest.
Dude's got his legs open, and there's like another dude standing right there. I'm like, what?
Hey, man, they want to live their true self back then, but
hey, they were.
But within that volleyball scene, you can see the grain dots of the film camera that's filming. Like the cinematographer couldn't hold in the light from the
image it's not perfect, right? It looks like a guy assembled this using the tools that he had around him. I feel like today a lot of digital cameras are just so perfect. The image is just like so crispy clean that it loses a lot of personality. And so this movie has its visual style and its image just looks more, to me, it feels more grounded. It feels more real. And my eye it just likes it. And I don't see any reason why we can't do this with a digital camera. I think there are ways to get your image to look like this, but most movies don't try, because it takes a lot of effort, right? You get it for free with a film camera, but it takes, like, again, I always go back to the Batman. It took a lot of effort for them to make the image look kind of hazy and out of focus, you know, and it probably took up a bunch of their budget. And if you're Marvel, like, why? Apparently no one cares. So why do this? So they just don't, you know. But you're right. I like the texture of just like a film camera.
I know a lot of the viewers always said, why they always, in almost majority of their film reviews, they're always talking about Marvel, even though it doesn't have to do with Marvel. The reason why we talk about Marvel, at least from my opinion, is that that's the reigning champs right now in the movie business. It's the reigning champs. They're up here. So we talk and compare their movie making style to other movie making style because it's the reigning champs now.
Well, and also I think everyone has seen at least one Marvel movie, and they all look the same. So it's like a touchstone. Everyone knows what you mean when you say this looks like a Marvel film. A very specific image will pop up into almost everyone's mind. So I like to use it. I like to use it because it's like it's something everyone can relate to. So it's like a baseline these days.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because these movies look odd. Marvel movies look weird. And we're just accustomed to seeing this kind of like weird digital glossy image. And it's flat, colorless. It's really interesting.
In Top Gun, you ain't gonna get none of that.
No. This is a very pretty film. Lots of Americana. I just felt like I was surprised that, like, you know, the national anthem didn't start playing like halfway through.
Hey, you know what was playing in this film?
Yes, I do.
That's one of the songs. The other song is "Fly into the Danger Zone." That's the second song. The third song is anytime, you know, the lady and him get into like inside of a room with each other and they actually breathe the same air. They're like bing, 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 bing.
This is going to be complicated.
Take my breath away.
Like, what? I think they played Danger Zone at least 3 times. crazy.
But to me, it doesn't make me feel this movie is bad in any way because I get off to this film. Okay.
The movie gets off to you getting off to it, so it's okay.
I want some butts!
Let's go ahead and get to the rating of 1986 Top Gun. Tom Cruise was good in this film. His character was egotistical, and we're gonna see if his actions of being as arrogant as he was in this film is gonna reflect Top Gun Mavericks out today. So
Yeah.
the rating for this one in 1986, I'm going to give this film, and I love it, man. It's a 9, man. It's a 9.
Wow.
Man.
All right.
It's a
Okay.
9, bro.
Wow. So I don't have any nostalgic thing with it. I never saw it.
Go ahead,
This is
give
my
it a
first
7.
time.
Go ahead, do it. I know it's what you want to do.
You locked it in, boy. Give it a 7.
I got tone. I got tone. Fire it.
It was fine. You know, it was okay. I felt like a dad. And I'm like, hey, look at that. And then I'm just humming, you know, take my breath away. Just thinking that the whole time.
That's the only reason why I gave this film a 9, because of the music choice that they repeated in here. But I love the fact of, hey, dude, you're dangerous. This is a dangerous job.
I guess.
Why are you taking this so lightly? Why are you doing flybys past this thing? You're an idiot.
Yeah. I guess I wish the movie focused more on that and less. If the movie was very concerned with like fashion and style, everyone's got like very 80s, but it's still pretty cool now. It still looks
Aviators,
cool.
man.
Yeah, 80s aviators like Joe Biden now, which I associate with old people because of Joe Biden. So everyone's got the aviators on. He's got like the little fuzzy jacket with a really sweaty, because everyone's sweaty, white shirt underneath, and there are all these shots of him like posing almost, you know. Everyone just looks like so cool. And I'm like, all right, I get it. The movie's fucking cool. I get it. But so a lot of stuff I could have done with more character. And you can keep some of the cool stuff, but I could have done with more character. But it's the end. I would have liked for the dogfights to have made a little more sense to me. I thought it was complete nonsense. The last dogfight, the final thing. I'm like, what? Who's shooting? Who's that? What's going on?
Yeah,
and then the movie's like, after it's over, they're like, it doesn't matter who that was. No one's ever gonna acknowledge it. And I'm like,
yeah,
they
just covered it up.
Yeah, they never tell you who those fighters are. Why are they here? Is America at war? I don't know. The movie doesn't know. The movie doesn't care, so it doesn't really hurt the film too much. But these are questions that I expected to be answered, and they were not. And I was like, oh, okay, guess we're moving on. Interestingly, I thought the dogfights were the least interesting parts of the film. When they did stick with Maverick's arrogance versus, you know, Iceman's much more. He wasn't. I don't know if he was cool, but he was much more concerned about the people around him.
Yeah,
I liked that a lot. This when the movie was really doing well. And gosh, I can't remember the actress's name, but Tom Cruise's girlfriend in the film, who was also the teacher, they had really good chemistry. And I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen anything with Tom Cruise in it where he had good chemistry with anybody. So like everyone seems to be fine.
Jerry Maguire.
No, well,
You complete me.
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh.
So it was nice to see Tom Cruise acting like a human and interacting with another human and actually having chemistry with another person on set. I'm like, look at that. So, you know, there's lots of good stuff in here.
Well, I gave this film a 9. Love it. Devin gave this film a 7, which I knew he would.
You nailed it, boy.
It's okay. And that is our review for the 1986 Top Gun.
Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis. Top Gun.
Hey, we'd like to thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you so much. It's been a blast talking about these films. And if you could do us a favor real quick, please hit that subscribe button down there to the right. Okay. And hit that like button if you liked our review for this film. Or you can hit the thumbs down. You can just be like, you know, mustaches are great with body oil. Whatever it is, that is your opinion. But just remember one thing. it's mostly wrong. See you guys in another video.